Hi guys, and welcome to the third episode of Conscious Babble. And as always, we are here outside on the trail. And today I'm going to talk about something different. So last week I received some very specific information about how to align with your desires. Now in the abundance teachings, law of attraction teachings, we are mostly taught about how we can align with our desires, and one of the things that we can do is to embody your future self, which means is to act as if you've already received what you desire, right? And it is easier said than done, and it's very easy to say, just act as if you already have it and all that, but it is actually very difficult to do, right? Because you're still not in that headspace. So as you know that it's very difficult to be in the headspace of being able to embody your higher self. So I received some information about how you can do that comparatively very easily, and I have been doing that on and off on my own for the past few months, and I have been able to manifest a lot. And there has been a complete change in my attitude and in how I feel, and basically like my vibrational level got increased a lot by using that method. And it's only last week that it was being like channeled to me very clearly in words that this is what you need to tell people, this is how it is. So I'll just start explaining it. So whatever your desire is, just imagine your future self having that desire first, and then notice or write down what is the theme of that desire. What feeling you want while having that. So let's say that your desire is to be have $1 million, let's say. Okay, just an example. So when you have $1 million, what all feelings will you experience at that time? So write them down. It could be freedom, could be happiness, it could be luxury, right? So let's take one feeling out of this, that is luxury, and bring that feeling into your present. Just think about how you can bring that feeling of luxury in your present life. So let's say that you go out for drinks or go out somewhere, and you always go to cheap restaurants in the sense that the ones that you try to fit in your small budget, okay? But in order to bring the feeling of luxury in your present life, now what I want you to do is to once in a while choose luxury in your present moment, regardless of the fact that you have $1 million or not. Okay, so how can you do that? So a few examples can be that, let's say that you always go out to restaurants for dinners or food or dates, and there you always look at the right column first, the price column first, and then order your food. Okay, but this time, in order to bring the feeling of luxury into your present life, what I want you to do is look at the left column first. Choose the dish that appeals to you the most. Just imagine that you don't have a single worry in the world about money, and you have all the money in the world to be able to buy any dish that you want. Of course, you would know that what is the range of that restaurant you're in. I don't want you to go like too overboard, obviously, But let's say that you go to the same restaurant you always go to, but instead of looking at the left column, you look at the right column. You look at the left column instead of looking at the right column of the price, and you order the dish that you love the most, that appeals to you the most, and you don't even look at the price. Don't even look at it. And then when you receive the bill, no matter how much the bill is, obviously it's in the range that you can afford, that is okay for you, and you pay for it. You thank the money, you thank your ability to pay for it, and you thank the restaurant for giving you such a beautiful meal, right? You just be in a high vibrational state of already having everything you need, right? This is one example. Now let's move on to a second example. Let's take the feeling of freedom. So for me, it has been freedom, right? I want that amount of abundance and money that will enable me to live a very fulfilling and free life. So being free is the thing that I want in my life. So if it comes with money, then let it be money. If it comes with something else, then let it be something else. Okay? So I want the freedom to go out on walks like these at any time in my life, right? Any time of my day. And I want the freedom to not having to report to someone for work. I like to have the freedom to wake up whenever I want, go to sleep whenever I want, work whenever I want, and also not speak to people too much for my work. So in a day I only take 1 or 2 calls at the maximum, because that's how much my brain can handle, and that's how much I want to handle for work, right? Not more than that. So I have all this long checklist of things that I want as my abundant future self, right? But the theme here is freedom, right? I want to be free, not be tied by anything, right? So first of all, I would go back a few years for this, because I manifested a relationship with my husband which is free, right? I'm not bound in any way in this relationship, right? So that was one step that I did for myself in order to step closer to achieving that freedom. And now what I'm doing is, from the last year, I am bringing things that give me the feeling of freedom into my life, right? So I'm not thinking about, I want to have like $1 million, and so I start earning $2,000 per month. No, because earning that $2,000 per month at my job was not bringing me freedom, right? So it wasn't getting me closer to my future self. For some people, though, it could be different. It could be that working in a job is bringing them freedom, because now they have the money to invest or money to put forward in their goals. So it could be different for everyone, right? So now I have to bring the feeling of freedom into my life. How do I do that? First of all, I left my job. Again, I don't recommend everyone to do that. Everyone's journey is different. Use your discretion. If not, come to my spiritual coaching and I'll guide you what to do, by trusting your own intuition and your own goals, your own custom goals, right? So for me, it was freedom. So leaving that job was one step closer to freedom. I left my job because I had enough savings in my account. This step was necessary for my own freedom, because I was suffering in that job. My health was going down, mental and physical both, and that job was so restrictive that I wasn't able to work on my business as well, and I was stressed out on the weekends as well. There was no freedom at all, right? So the one push that I got from the spirit was to leave that job, because only leaving that job will be giving me the freedom that I need, right? Freedom to express myself, freedom to work on my business. And as soon as I left that job, I experienced this surge of the feeling of freedom. The feeling of freedom just flooded my life in every aspect. So that was the confirmation I got, that this is what you need to do more of in your life. Choose freedom. Choose more freedom at every step, in every area of your life. Wherever you feel restricted, choose freedom. Okay? So that one step of leaving my job brought me a lot closer to my goal. And then what are some other small steps that I took? Not everybody can leave their job. Not everybody will have the savings in their account or the support to leave their job, right? So what they can do? They can take small steps to bring in your daily life to get that freedom. Now what I still do is going on walks like these to help me immerse myself in nature like this and to feel that freedom as I walk. And the second thing I'm doing is biking. So every evening I take my bike out and I go somewhere. Hi. Hi. This is my favorite spot. So it was just a small child with his dad. So I take my bike to places that I could not go before, right? And I just stop anywhere I want and I just take in the views, and that is adding more feeling of freedom into my life, right? So you can choose things like these to do, but that are simple. Even if you can't go for biking, you can go for a walk, simple walk. And you're not just walking thinking about everything else in life. You're walking being present, being mindful, and feeling that feeling of freedom that your future self already has. Now, always remember that whatever you can think of, like whatever your goals are, they already exist in the universe. They already exist. So you just have to move a little bit, move to the left, move to the right, and align with those goals. Align with that future self. Okay? So in spirituality, we know that past, present, and future, all of these things are happening at the same time. So essentially, you just have to align yourself with your desired timeline, right? So in order to do that, bring more feelings of your future self into the present. The more feelings of your future self you bring into the present, the more aligned you become. So the more and more freedom I brought into my life, more I am able to move towards that desired self of mine, right? And during this whole journey, I am being very loving to myself. It's not like if I didn't go out for a bike once that I will bash myself, or if I didn't achieve a certain thing, or if I failed somewhere, Okay, one more thing. How the universe treats you is how you treat yourself during your low times. So let's say you encountered a failure or encountered a so-called setback. Now, nothing is a setback and nothing is a failure in life. But let's say what we call as failure, you encountered that. And the way you treat yourself during that time, during the low periods of your life, is how the universe is going to treat you during all periods of your life. Right? So during this journey to learn how to embody your future self, during your low times, give yourself the treatment that your future self is already having in her low times, right? So that is where we need to reach in our spiritual journey in order to align with our desires. And I want to give you like one more example of this to make it very clear to you. Let's say your desire is to manifest a relationship that is very fulfilling. You want that your partner understands you, he takes care of you, and he works on his self-healing with you. You work on everything together. Obviously, no one is perfect. So you would want a partner who is willing to work on himself and who's willing to learn, who's open-minded, right? So are you practicing all of these things as well right now or not? Are you open-minded? Are you open to learning? Are you healing yourself? Are you working on yourself? Are you loving to yourself? Do you understand yourself? Do you take care of yourself, right? So all of these things you want to do for yourself as well. And you will notice that when you start doing these things for yourself, automatically the reality will change. You will not even need to make extensive effort to do something. The moment you need to make extensive effort to do something, that is the moment when you should know that it's time to slow down and rest and to journal and to self-reflect before moving ahead. So a lot of learning is coming through today as I'm sitting here in nature doing this. And just wanted to say that take it step by step. Don't overwhelm yourself. If you want to embody your future self, just take a few qualities, a few feelings out of your future self, write them down, and bring more of those feelings into your life in small little ways. You don't even need to do big things. One day you will realize that you have already reached that point and you didn't even know how because you've been taking all these small little steps towards it rather than trying to take big steps and then burning yourself out and not knowing what to do. You don't need to know what to do. None of us knows what we are doing. Okay, so keep learning as we are here today. And now I'll just end this video here. Just spend a few moments here being present, and then I'll go back home and have my lunch. So I'll see you next time. Please suggest me topics for the next video in the comments or on my Instagram. All the links are in description to apply for my one-on-one coaching and for my online course, which is Reclaim Your Life, the only course that you will need for your spiritual growth and healing. And please subscribe to this channel for more videos like this, more learning like this. See you next time.